So today we are going to solve educational code forces round 151 rated for division 2. First question, that is forbidden integer. So let's read the question. You are given an integer n which you want to obtain. Okay. You have an unlimited supply of every integer from 1 to k except integer x. Okay. So we are given two things. First integer is n and another integer is k. And from 1 to and one more integer is given x. So from 1 to k natural numbers we cannot use x. Okay, you are allowed to take an arbitrary amount of each of these integers. Can you make the sum of taken integers equal to n? Okay, if there are multiple answers, print any of them. So we have to choose any number of integers from this 1 to k except x, so that the resultant sum will be equal to this integer n. Okay, so okay, let's check the logic. The logic behind this is that suppose if k equal to 1, okay, suppose if k equal to 1, then we have only one integer 1. Okay, so x will also be 1 definitely, because in question it is given that all of x, k and n are starting from 1. So if k equal to 1, then x will also be 1. Okay, so yes, so if k equal to 1 and x equal to 1, then x is denoting that you are not allowed to choose this integer. Okay, so only one integer is given 1 and you are not allowed to choose this integer 1. So your output will be simply no. So there are two cases that if k equal to 1, then your answer will be simply no. Then your answer will be no. Okay, now in the second case, that is if k not equal to 1, then if k not equal to 1, then k will be what? K will be 2, 3, wait, then k will be what? 2, 3, 4 and so on. Okay, means will be any number of integers. Okay, from 2 to up to infinite. Okay, and x will be what? X will be only one integer, either 1, 2, 3 or anything, but in between 1 to k. Okay, so suppose in second case, in first case k equal to 1, then answer will be no. Then if k not equal to 1, means if k is this, if k equal to 2, 3, 4 or something else, then our integer will be, our whole range will be 1, 2, 3 up to k. Okay, k will be anything from this, and from this thing we do not have to use x. X is some number from 1 to k, and we do not have to use x from this. Okay, so in this also we have two cases. Suppose if x equal to 1, okay, then you cannot use 1 for the sum. Okay, but if x not equal to 1, then you can easily use 1 as sum, means you can easily choose 1 in many number of times, such that the sum of all those ones equal to n. Okay, so in second case there are more two cases, that if x not equal to 1, if x not equal to 1, then your answer will be yes, and what is your output? That is, if x not equal to 1, then you can choose 1 infinite number of times, means you can choose 1 that number of times, so that your summation will be n. So choose 1 n times, so that your sum will be will be n. Okay, so yes, your sum will be n. So yes, you can choose one n number of times. So if x not equal to 1, and if x equal to 1, then that one is this case. So if x equal to 1, then you cannot choose 1. Okay, so your remaining things are 2, 3, 4 up to k. So in this case, what you can do? In this case, you can do is just, you cannot choose 1. Okay, so write down here that 1 I cannot choose. Okay, so you have to choose something else from 1, so that your summation will be n. So now there are two cases, that if n is even or n is odd. Suppose n is 5. Okay, if suppose n is 5, then we can subtract lowest integer 3 from this. Okay, we can subtract lowest integer 3 from this. Then what is the remaining thing? The remaining thing is 2. Okay, if suppose we choose 9. Okay, so subtract 3 from 9. So 1 you have chosen 3, and the rest, oh god. Okay, suppose you have chosen 9. Then first integer you can choose is 3, and the rest you can choose is 2. Okay, the basic thing is this. You have chosen 3, the remaining summation is 6. So 2, 4, 6. Okay, so your n is if your n is odd, then you can do like this. And if your n is even, then simply print 2 that number of times as that summation is n. Suppose if n equal to n is even, that is suppose n equal to 8, then you can print 2 4 times. Okay, so here it is the case that if n is even, then your answer will be yes, and you can print you can print 2 up to that times, such that sum will be n. Okay, but if your n is not even, suppose n is odd, then two cases are there. If suppose k is 2, if k equal to 2, then your, wait, if suppose k equal to 2. Okay, if k equal to 2, then you have only two integers, 1 and 2. You have to choose only from these two things. Okay, and in this case your summation is odd. Okay, your summation is odd. And in the very first case, you have already seen that we have taken k equal to 1. So if k equal to 1, sorry, if x not equal to 1, if x equal to 1, then this, yeah. Okay, so in this case we have seen that x not equal to 1. So in this whole case in this whole case in this case, what is our x? Our x is 1. Our x is what? Our x is 1. X is 1. Okay, so we do not have to choose 1. Okay, we do not have to choose 1. So only one integer is remaining, 2. Then how it is possible that summation of 2 is odd? Okay, so we in this case we have to consider one more case, is that if k equal to 2, then our output will be no. Okay, and in this our output will be yes. And what will be output? That first we will print 3 and then we will print 2 up to that time such that our sum will be up to that times that our sum will be n. Okay, so this is the basic code. Also we have to print how many integers we have printed. Okay, so we can easily print that. Let's check the code. Firstly we have taken test case, then we have taken input n, k and x. 10th means suppose 10, 3 and 2. Okay, then we have applied those cases. The very first case is what? K equal to 1. Then we have applied if k equal to 1. Then our output will be simply no. Okay, and in else we will put all these cases. If k equal to 1, then our output will be no, and else, then in else we will put all the cases. Then in the second case is what? If x not equal to 1. See here, if x not equal to 1, then our output will be what? Our output will be yes. And if x not equal to 1, then you can use 1 infinite number of times, so you will use 1 up to that time so that your sum will be equal to n. So print n, and from 1 to n print 1. Okay, and if this case is also not there, then which case is this? This one. If x not equal to 1, then these rest of the cases will go in x equal to 1. Okay, so then in else we will put these cases, that if n modulo 2 equal to 0, that is our n is even. So if n is even, then our output will be yes, and we will print that much times 2. Okay, if suppose n is 10, then we will print 2 5 times. Okay, so we have printed 2 from 1 to n by 2. Okay, and again else, if this case is also not there, then if n is odd, then two cases are there. If k equal to 2, then see out no. If k not equal to 2, then we have to print yes. So in this, if k equal to 2, see out no, and else see out yes, and we have to print 3 one time and 2 remaining times. So see out this is the number of times we have printed 3 and 2, and see out 3 and see out 2. So this is the basic code. I hope you can easily understood this. If you are not able to understood this, then you can easily, you can means just repeat the video again, and you, if you have any doubt, then you can comment down below.